Hey everybody, so this is Kelly and today is post-up day number 7, and as promised I will give you my stats. I don't know the actual numbers as far as like what my weight was because I didn't write that part down, but I did remember how much I've lost today from the start of my two-week pre-op diet, which was 28.6 pounds, and since the day of surgery, 5.6. Now, like I said in my previous videos, I'm just coming to the end of my monthly cycle, so it might actually be more weight than that. I don't necessarily trust that because I do think it was more actually weight than that, but my water weight tends to fluctuate a lot, between like say 3 or 4 days before my cycle to up to 3 or 4 days after my cycle. So I'll probably get a better reading over the weekend as far as what I've actually lost. But so far those are the numbers, and so today is 7 days post-op. So I'm completely off of my pain medicine now, which is good. I am able to get in lots more fluids. I've been drinking mostly soup. So this morning I had a butternut squash soup for breakfast, and I got in, let's see, that was probably about 12 ounces really of the soup. It was very thin soup, and I just drank it nice and slow, probably over the course of about maybe half an hour or so. And then a few hours later, I stopped, and my mother was over helping me clean up some other stuff around the house, and I had some frozen berries and frozen banana. So I made a strawberry banana like frozen puree thing for her. So I had like a little, maybe like 4 teaspoons full or so, a little bit more than a tablespoon in my own little bowl, which was good. It was just sweet enough. I didn't add anything to it. It was just the frozen strawberries and banana, and so that was good. And I had previously made chocolate avocado ice cream for my sister, and that's been in my freezer. So I pulled that out and let it defrost a little bit because my mom wanted to taste that. So a few hours later, we had that, and again, it was just like a couple of tablespoons that I ate of that, if even that. I think I had like 2 spoonfuls or something, and I was done with that. Then later on in the afternoon, I had like one of the small cans of like Campbell's condensed cream of broccoli soup. So I made that up with half a can of coconut milk, and I ate that probably over the course of about an hour. Yeah, I finished that whole thing. Excuse me, I'm really tired. So that's all I really. Oh, and then I had like a little snack pack of Jello a little while ago. I had a whole Isopure protein drink, and I'm almost done with this protein 2.0. There's only probably about maybe 4 ounces left in that. So I've gotten in all of my protein for the day, and I probably could have drunk some more water. I wasn't as great with the water today, but I am able to take bigger sips now. I was just really busy, and then I was sipping on the Isopure. But I definitely got in a lot today, much more than I've gotten in the past. So that's good. Yesterday, I had noticed that my Dermabond was coming off of 3 of my incisions. One I was able to save, but it was pulled off of 2 of my incisions, 2 on the bottom on either side, and one of them had started to bleed. So I cleaned them out with hydrogen peroxide and then put on these like really big waterproof bandages over each one of them. And I've noticed on one that had been bleeding that there's some dried blood on that throughout the day today, which was more than when I woke up. So I have to keep an eye on that one. And there's a little bit of drainage on the other one, but nothing that I would consider to be infectious or anything like that. And they don't hurt. They're not red or sore or warm or anything like that. So I'm not concerned about infection. So I'll just keep an eye on those and change the bandages as needed. That's pretty much it for today. I mean, I don't really have much more to tell you from yesterday, but I did notice that the pain wasn't as bad in my stomach today, probably because I kept my stomach more full than I had been in the past. So every couple hours I made sure that I had something substantial going into it, and I tried to drink my fluids in between that. So yeah, so I'm pretty good with that. And so as of next week, because now I'll only start doing my videos weekly instead of every day now that I'm 7 days out. Next week I can start like mushy foods like, tuna and eggs. I've already been having like hummus and guacamole. My sister brought home this sack of, what was it? They were like fried macaroni from White Castle. And she was like, oh, you gotta take a bite. I'm like, I don't know if I can have that. But I did take a small bite, and I just chewed it really, really, really well to make sure that it was just like basically just totally liquefied mush before I swallowed it. And I did fine. I didn't have any problems. I have to say it really was good, but totally not on the diet. And I only tried it because she was pushing it at me. And she doesn't normally do that, but she was like, even if you have to spit it out, she's like, I just want you to taste it. I was like, all right. The whole like fried macaroni thing is like new to us over here. So she was really excited about it for some reason. And it was good, but I probably would never eat it again. Not a fan of White Castle at all. So that was kind of it for today. So next week I will have my actual weights up there for the stats for everybody, because I don't remember the exact numbers. I think my original starting weight was 277.5. And I think I came in this morning at like 249. So, I mean, I've definitely come down since my pre-op diet. But don't quote me on those numbers because I'm not positive on them, but I think those are right. And I honestly don't remember how much I was the day of surgery at all. But I'll get better at putting the stats up, and maybe I'll put them like underneath in the comments section going forward in case anybody cares to look. So right now I'm just really focusing on getting in plenty of fluids, getting enough rest, and just sort of relaxing, because I know once I go back to work next week, let's see, I go back on July 6th, and today's the 29th, I think. Once I go back, I'm going to be really, really busy. I have a very crazy schedule. My work schedule is nuts. I work in excess of 60 hours a week, plus I take call for my job as a nurse, nights and weekends and holidays and stuff. So I'm almost never home, so it's going to be really interesting how I'm going to work the whole like diet into this. So while I'm home from work, I want to try and like get some stuff like pre-made and frozen and put it in the freezer, just sort of ready to go, so that once I do go back to work, I'll just be able to pull stuff from the freezer and put it into my lunch bag and not have to worry about it when I'm getting home really late at night. Sometimes I don't get home till like 2 a.m. and then I gotta be back for first thing in the morning. So that'll be a help to have some of that stuff like pre-made and just there to grab. I did go on Amazon today and I ordered some more like freezer containers and stuff for that kind of thing, which should be coming in soon. So there's that. And I also ordered some, I know this sounds funny, but I ordered some baby bowls and baby plates that have like, you know, like matching covers and stuff. So I, for me, I've always, my whole life, my eyes have always been bigger than my stomach. The problem with that is then I try to match my stomach to what's on my plate. So because I know that, I want to get just small, you know, bowls and plates, you know, like baby size, toddler size, so that when I'm preparing something, I don't go over those sizes because I know I won't be able to eat them anyway. But in my head, I still think that I have the same size stomach. So, like, I'm still trying to eat that way because my brain hasn't caught up with it. And it's not until I'm like halfway done with something that I'm like, oh, that's too much, and I gotta go put this away now. So when I go to pack things, instead of taking a big container, I'll just take the small containers and, you know, pack it up that way. I have a bunch of recipes for like pureed vegetables and stuff. And so when I start eating, you know, those kind of foods, rather than just having like full vegetables, done up in the microwave or whatever, I want to puree them because vegetables can actually be really hard on your stomach, when you're not used to having like food in there. So I want to introduce everything very slowly so that I don't throw myself into kind of a tailspin. Again, I kind of avoided all the milk products today, and like I said, coconut milk is not dairy, so I've never had problems with coconut milk. But even as a baby, once I was off the bottle, I didn't really eat or drink much dairy. So for me, whole milk or like even like just cow's milk in general, I can't do it. I've never done well with yogurt. Cheese, there's very few cheeses I can eat, and when I do, it's in very small doses, like maybe a slice of American cheese or something on a sandwich, or a slice of pizza. I guess mozzarella and American I do the best with, but I've always sort of been lactose intolerant, and I just don't like the taste of it either. I was never even like a big ice cream fan or anything. If I eat it 2-3 times a year, that's a lot for me. So I don't really feel like I'm missing out on the dairy. So I kind of feel like maybe that's why I'm having a problem with the thicker shakes. I did used to drink them all the time before the surgery, but it seems like now afterwards I can't get the right consistency, because if I blend it, if I put the right amount, even if I do a small, like make small size, if I do the right consistency in the blender, which is how I like it, nice and thick to drink, then it kind of sits in my stomach weird, and I guess the bubbles give me a lot of gas. But then if I only mix it with like in the blender bottle, like shaking it up and down, then it's not thick enough for me. And then like, I don't know, it's weird. I'm having problems with it. So I guess either it'll come in time or I'll just have to do without them. I seem to do okay with the clear liquid proteins though, even though I don't really like the way it tastes. It sits okay. I also have to try those whey protein to go things. Those things that are like 3.8 milliliters but are 42 grams of protein. The day that I first tried them was one of the days that I had tried the dairy, and I got sick that day. So I don't know if it was that or if it was from the dairy. I'm thinking it was probably from the dairy. But those protein, like they're basically like shots of protein. They're thick and they're syrupy. So I think the next time I do it, I will put them into a big glass of ice and add water to it and water them down, and try to get it in that way. I do like them because they have a lot of protein in them for such a small volume. But if I could even do like 1.5 of those a day just to get in the protein and fill the rest of my day with water and, what little bits I can get in, that would be great. So I'm going to cut it off now because I'm almost at 15 minutes, and I will check in at week 2 post-op, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye.